What the f*** was that?
James, 12 drink.
There's something loose between my legs.
You mean like forever?
I don't know.
Tripping major nutsack.
Come on! No more radio for the rest of the race.
Hello everyone and welcome along to the Reserve Drivers live from Mugello as we look back on 2 amazing weeks in Italy. From the highs
Oh my god, yes!
to the lows.
No.
And everything in between.
I'm Luke Rocker, he's Tim McDonald, and if you're wondering what the Reserve Drivers is all about,
some stupidity or some joke or could be anything, you know.
it could be anything, so strap yourselves in.
So make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss any of our future uploads.
That really works. For what, Tim? For what?
What a weekend it was in Tuscany, Lukey boy, and wasn't it great to see racing back at Mugello?
Safety car just 4 corners into the lap.
The safety car has gone, the light's gone green, and we've got another safety car, and we've red flagged the race. The safety car now comes out. They've red flagged again.
When we say racing, Lukey boy,
That was nuts. The amount of downtime I had, it was as if I was watching a Paul Ricard race. Oh, we're on tonight, baby.
that's a red flag? Yeah, we're gonna start again. We're gonna start again.
What the f*** was that?
James, 12 drink.
There's something loose between my legs.
You mean like forever?
I don't know.
Tripping major nutsack.
Come on! No more radio for the rest of the race.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Reserve Drivers. We're still here. This is start number 2. What a race, Lukey boy, and an amazing first time result.
Alex Albon, finally, he is in the top 3 in Formula 1.
It was great to see. Well done for getting on the podium, Alex. And during the week, we got some insight, rare footage on what it's like being the F1 driver, Alex Albon.
So, we have specimen pots.
What?
But Alex likes to pee in hospital cups. It's a weird fetish of his.
You heard it here first. Alex Albon likes to pee in hospital pots.
On the podium, was he spraying champagne or was that something else, Lukey boy?
Well, in a Reserve Drivers exclusive, I have managed to secure
What?
Alex Albon specimen. I have got my hands on it, and let me tell you, he's a well-hydrated boy.
How much is there?
He drinks a lot. It is a dehydrating race, MUGELLO. It is a taxing race, and he had to hydrate a lot. We've got all kinds of specimen, and actually, I managed to get my hands on one that raised an eyebrow. This is after way too many Red Bulls. He has drunk way too many Red Bulls. Alex, get it checked out. Congratulations, Alex Albon, on a hard, well-deserved podium.
But it wasn't all good news for Alex Albon.
Christian Horner, Helmut Marko giving him full support.
That's never a good sign when Christian Horner and Helmut Marko are giving you full support.
Where have we heard that before?
Well, let's ask the man himself, Lukey boy, in a Reserve Drivers exclusive, joining us live from his underground lair, Red Bull Special Advisor, Dr. Helmut Marko.
Whoa.
Welcome to the Reserve Drivers. Good evening. Helmut Marko, fantastic to have you on the show. What a weekend it was for Red Bull. You must be thrilled for Alex Albon.
Well, first of all, it was a great result for Alex, securing P3.
Might have to just check the satellite there in the lair.
Has he got 5G? Has he got 5G in that lair, does he?
What a podium it was for Alex. What does this mean for his future?
Well, he has secured his long-term future with the team.
His long-term future.
We are giving him 1 more week.
Actually, that is long-term when Red Bull's concerned, Lukey boy. Dr. Helmut, what about the rest of the season? How many races can Red Bull win?
Well, we have to be realistic, but I believe we will win the next 9 races.
Yeah, but there are only 8 more races to go.
But we are still on track to achieve our objective.
The World Championship.
World domination.
I think we just lost the satellite there, Dr. Marko. What a world exclusive, Lukey boy.
What an exclusive, and points to you, Tim. Not only were you able to play Dr. Helmut Marko, you were able to play him suffering chronic fatigue, which is quite the effort there.
Well, we've got his urine samples, Lukey boy. Let's take a look at those. No, we don't?
Dr. Helmut Marko's urine samples are metallic. Everybody was excited to be back at Mugello. All the drivers were ranting on about it, except one.
Oh, it's very exciting.
Super exciting.
Very excited. It's going to be super fast.
It's going to be one of the coolest tracks we go to in Formula 1. Probably one of the best circuits in the world.
It's awesome. I've never driven here, but I think it looks like a track that could be difficult to overtake it.
Listen, K-Mag, you don't have to worry about any overtaking, all right?
Let's check his urine sample, Lukey boy. No?
Let's not.
All right, that's a red flag.
What the f*** Who's that?
James, 12 train.
There's something loose between my legs.
You mean like forever?
I don't know.
Tripping major nutsack.
No more radio for the rest of the race.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the reserve drivers. Getting a little bit sick of these starts, Lucky Boy. Now I understand how our viewers feel. I'm going to have to relieve myself in a hotel cup, Lucky Boy.
Yeah, I am discomfort break right now.
It was a dramatic weekend on track, but an even more dramatic week off track. So like an F1 comedy show without a new idea, it's time for the return of this.
Like a fruit machine at an arcade.
Like Pavlov's dog.
Like a ferret in surgery.
Like the inside of a ball of mozzarella cheese.
Like an octopus. Fighting an octopus.
Almost like asking a goat to remain within jabbing distance of a T-Rex.
What's the old phrase, Crofty?
I've got balls, but none of them is crystals.
It's like a caged tiger. It's like a quiet boy.
Like a whale.
Like he's got razor blades on his elbows.
Metaphorically, doesn't he?
Metaphormula 1.
The segment that has taken the F1 world by storm.
Well, Lucky Boy, we saw 2 red flags in one race, but we've seen 3 metaphors in one Martin Brundle sentence.
And he really was the cork in the bottle that created that sort of concertina, the traffic jam.
Martin, pick a metaphor. Pick one and stick with it.
So what did we have there? We had cork in the bottle, concertina, and
Traffic jam.
Traffic jam.
Although, I'm just getting word in my ear that the Metaphormula 1 stewards are investigating an incident involving Simon Lazenby, Nicholas Latifi, George Russell, the Mercedes pit wall, and the F1 live crew.
What?
So they all concertinaed into each other.
Just that concertina effect.
The concertina effect.
This concertina effect.
The concertina effect. Everyone's obviously concertinaing
About the concertina.
and there's just a concertina effect.
They've copied a metaphor. They have copied a metaphor. There's going to be a protest after the race, Lucky Boy.
That is a breach. There needs to be an appeal. Points need to be lost. Paychecks need to be docked.
But they're all talking about the concertina effect, Lucky Boy. That was the #1 metaphor over the weekend. And we can have a look at the concertina. That's the concertina effect, Lucky Boy.
You sure that wasn't the Ferrari 1000 race ceremony then?
What did the viewers think of that segment?
That was stupid.
We might have to red flag this.
Of course, Grosjean is talking about the safety car restart. It was a massive crash, the worst thing Grosjean's ever seen. Although he hasn't checked out Instagram. That's George Russell with a bit of me time.
I can see his concertina, Lucky Boy. Just to the left is 3 jugs full of urine.
Nobody likes a crash. Nobody likes to see Max Verstappen out of the race.
Oh no, look! It's the Red Bull of Max Verstappen!
But it meant we saw one of my favourite things in F1, the driver walk back to the paddock post-crash. Max Verstappen was on the receiving end this week. Enjoy. It's a sad, sad sight, Tim, but not as sad as 2017 Bahrain Kimi Räikkönen.
One man who was analysing the crash, Lucky Boy, was Sky F1's Anthony Davidson.
And boom, you got all these slower cars. Now, I'm very experienced myself in rolling starts from my sports car days, and we got Le Mans coming up next weekend. Now,
And it's not about you.
Hey, I need you to cut Ant a break because he is being ousted in the Sky commentary box. I want you to take a look at this piece of footage.
His equal best of the season. Go on, who's going to go on? Sprint to the end. Come on, Jensen.
So there we have Jensen and Paul going for a casual run. Where's Ant?
But where's Anthony Davidson? Oh, there he is. Oh, Anthony, they've beaten you by that much. They've got longer legs.
Oh, poor Ant. Relegated to Sky Race Control and relegated to a 20-minute split behind DeResta and Jensen.
It was hard to keep up with Jensen and Paul, Lucky Boy, especially if you were watching Jensen and Paul. It's very hard to keep up as a viewer. What I love about Jensen Button, Lucky Boy, is he adds to what Paul DeResta is saying.
But at the same point, with Danny Rick moving on and Fernando coming in, who's unknown at the moment, he will definitely want to get that team and get the confidence on his side.
Jensen?
Yeah, I totally agree. I concur.
Oh, he concurs. Oh, fantastic. Wonderful analysis there from Jensen.
You know what those two need to inject into their vernacular? A bit of Metaphormula, I reckon. Take 1 or 2 from Brundle and they'll be right.
He's got 3 to spare in the one sentence. Lucky Boy, here's a man we haven't seen for a while. It's time for the return of the...
Smooth operator. Smooth operator.
It was an incident-packed race, Lucky Boy, and it was an incident-packed post-race show for Sky F1's Simon Lazenby. Have a look here at this incident between Simon Lazenby and his phone.
You know, he's been the quickest all the way through. He's the most confident into that session. And if you want to beat Lewis in the World Championship, you have to beat him every single time he's on track.
Lazenby loses the phone midway through the show, but he's a smooth operator, Lukey boy. Have a look at just how seamlessly and silently he makes his recovery.
You've got to do it more or less every time you go out there. Yeah, it wasn't perfect for both, but he got the advantage, he got the job done.
Seamless, Lukey boy. Absolutely seamless.
Yeah, it wasn't perfect for both, but he got the advantage.
That sounded like a wheel gun.
But believe it or not, Lukey boy, that wasn't the best phone recovery of the weekend.
What?
Sebastian Vettel was being interviewed by Will Buxton after the race, but he forgot his phone. Luckily, a Formula One media aide very subtly helped him out.
Good to hear from Max Verstappen. Sadly, a DNF for him today. One driver who did make it all the way to the flag and in the points, Sebastian Vettel. 3 sprint races essentially today.
Seamless. Absolutely seamless.
Huge news in the paddock. Vettel signs at Aston Martin next year. Checo loses his spot. A lot of talk swirling around. Was Checo informed? Was it a fair decision? Otmar came out, said, we informed Checo every step of the way. Checo saw it a little bit differently.
Nothing to prepare me really. All the feedback that I got until yesterday was that I was going to stay. Nobody told me anything, but I already knew.
Ousted, shafted. Hopefully he finds a spot somewhere else.
But there's still plenty for Checo to play for, Lukey boy.
Yeah, I think there's plenty to play for tomorrow. You know, a good start, a good strategy. There are a lot of things to play for. But yeah, tomorrow there's a lot to play for.
A lot to play for. There's still a lot to play for, Lukey boy.
That was hard to watch.
This show is hard to watch, Lukey boy, so it's in good company.
Listen. This is what you get! Don't complain. Don't come complaining to me. Hey, a points finish for Daniel Kvyat, and if his post-race interview entry is anything to go by, he was a happy man.
Hey, Danny.
Oh. And I reckon I know why Daniel is so happy.
The car couldn't handle my big balls.
Big Russian balls. The car couldn't handle it. And actually, Tim, I got my hands on the 2022 regulations. In there, it strictly stipulates to have the car's aero and chassis to be able to accommodate Daniel Kvyat's big Russian balls. And viewers, get ready for Tim's next impression. Daniel Kvyat's big Russian balls. Joint impression. Ball 1, ball 2. Daniel Kvyat. Tim, pre-race warm-up for mechanics is very important. McLaren have an interesting game. I want you to check it out in the background here and just take a look at one mechanic protecting his assets.
I think it's going to be a good fight. We have pace to go forward a little bit, so it should be exciting.
That mechanic was protecting his junk, something that Daniel Kvyat might have to do. He's not the only person in the paddock that has to protect himself, okay? Daniel Ricciardo, he was receiving some interesting contact throughout the weekend.
And you kind of just hold it. Yeah.
Okay.
What is that?
That was a Weber shoulder massage.
That's the concertina effect, Lukey boy.
Well, it didn't stop there.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I mean, he's a popular man in the paddock, but leave his shoulders out of it.
Lukey boy, it's the segment that's taken the entire world by storm. It's time for 10-foot boom pole contender of the week.
Before we even get into it, stop the tracks. I scoured the tapes. I can't tell you how intently I was looking for a 10-foot boom pole. So if you found one, I'm going to be impressed, but also slightly pissed off.
2 races in a row, 2 red flags in a row, and 2 boom poles in a row, Lukey boy. Have a look at the background of this interview with Charles Leclerc.
Tyre changes and everything else, but the pace you had at the start, couldn't maintain it, took me through there.
That is a massive 10-foot boom pole. That is a massive 10-foot boom pole.
I'd never thought I'd say this, but our first merch has to be 10-foot boom pole related. I mean, it has to be.
That was bigger than Danny Kvyat's big balls, Lukey boy. That was an enormous boom pole.
Well, you know what they say. The bigger the Russian balls, the bigger the 10-foot boom pole.
And of the cracking installment of 10-foot boom pole contender of the week. Lukey boy, we're dancing around the big story. It was, of course, Ferrari's 1000th Grand Prix. An amazing achievement, and they scored a double points finish. And I'm not saying that they were over-celebrating, but... Wait till they win a race, Lukey boy. That's going to be unbelievable.
Is that F1 back in the medieval times?
Well, it gets better, Lukey boy, because the pit crew sprung into action. Those were the marshals retrieving Lance Stroll's car, Lukey boy, I believe.
That wasn't the pit crew's double stacking method, was it?
Well, they were double stacking. Well, Ferrari celebrated their 1000th Grand Prix with a 1000-year-old DJ. Was that you, Lukey boy? Was that you doing a bit of DJ down at Ferrari?
To be honest, I'm looking at myself in the mirror in 50 years' time, I reckon.
Let's be honest, all that guy needed was a bit of this.
Hey, if we've ever had to throw a red flag, it's now.
And didn't the DJ get a wonderful reaction? Look at Bonotto. He's got his head in his hands. Congratulations, Ferrari. What a wonderful achievement.
An icon of the sport. It wouldn't be the same without the Scuderia.
So here at the Reserve Drivers, we've put together this touching tribute.
Sebastian Vettel is out of this race.
What the hell is he doing? What the hell?
I'm out. Sebastian Vettel being wheeled into the garage. As Charles Leclerc is wheeled back into the garage. Sebastian Vettel is out of qualifying.
Engine, stop broken. What's happening? I don't have power. There's something wrong with the engine.
Oh no, Charles Leclerc has gone straight on.
Both Ferraris trying to fight over the same piece of tarmac, and their awful weekend just gets even worse.
Kimi Räikkönen on the inside, and he's crashed. Vettel going backwards. He is off. Ricardo, and that's Charles Leclerc. Utter disaster for Ferrari at the start of this race.
My God,
I am stupid. I am stupid.
Congratulations, Ferrari.
I've never been more excited to say this. Tifosi fans, abuse him in the comments. Stuttgart's a cazzo, I fango. Stuttgart, abuse him.
Have we got a response from Marinello?
Oh, you're in trouble, Tim. You are in trouble.
They're coming after us, Lukey boy.
All right, Timmy.
Let's finish what we started.
For everybody's sake.
Well, we've got to jump out of here, Lukey boy.
Like, subscribe, and leave us a comment.
Just so that we know what you're thinking.
Anything.
Leave it in the comments below. We'll be back in Russia, Lukey boy. But until then, to take us out tonight, the one, the only...